right, in the upper left, in the red, doing a lot of mid-game SCV all-ins with the rest of his army. He is
Creator Prime.
and in the upper left, we have our Terran player. He is
Starting Bomber.
You notice me bungle that, Artosis?
Yes, that's okay though.
Right as I did it, I'm like, oh.
Wait, how can we do GSL without you bungling things?
No, that's the best part is when I bungle the intros. All right, so
Tasos thinks he's a commentator. He's actually like the jester of the GSL sitting next to me.
Do you remember we had this joke like, what if I forget if we said it with you or me, but what if like there's all these people in here just actors in the studio and everything, and it's just because one of us wanted to pretend they had a TV show.
Yeah.
We open up that camera and it's just full of jelly beans. It's not even real, man. We're not going out.
Play-Doh comes out of the lens.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're going to see a Nexus first here from Creator. Not a terrible choice for the map. We don't see... I haven't actually seen any Nexus first so far against Terran in Heart of the Swarm, but no reason it shouldn't be able to work here, really. Bomber looks like he's just going for a one-rax expand, so very normal openings for this map.
Yeah.
As far as Wings of Liberty goes, at least.
This map either requires very conservative play or really extreme, like all-in proxy stuff. This is our biggest map. I believe it's still our biggest map.
Yes.
In GSL.
I
don't know if you can actually
we're ever
have
going to have a bigger one.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you can even pull that off because that's when it just starts to get insane.
Yeah, like this map as is so big that, you know, yeah, I really don't think we'll see a bigger one than this,
Probably
to be honest.
not.
I think this might end up being the biggest pro map ever, like through the history of StarCraft 2. I could see that being the case.
Do you think we're ever going to see island maps?
Well, I think Arkanoid was about as close as we're going to get to that, to be honest. I don't think we'll see island maps.
There used to be island maps.
I think the game would degenerate too quickly.
Well, the problem with island maps is, I mean, how do you balance that?
You simply cannot.
It's completely different.
One rate, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's based off of land routes for balance.
Now, here's an idea. I'm about to drop a bomb on you, Artosis. Are you ready?
Where are you, bomber?
No, seriously.
You're going to create an idea for me? Wait, you creator?
Dude, what if they had island maps, but they just had different units for each race? Like, just so it was engineered for just island play?
You could build, like, a seaport or something and make, like, ships that, like, sail over.
Yeah, man, I think that was a little... Yeah.
It would be kind of like Warcraft 2, where you remember on, like, maps with water...
the turtles the orcs had?
Yeah,
those things were sick.
Yeah, those were sick, actually. Those were fun.
Did you play humans or orcs in Warcraft 2?
Humans, of course.
What?
Yeah.
You play out of the orcs, man. They're way cooler.
Well, the orcs were more powerful. I know that you like to play the imbalanced race, but it was all about the
pretty
knights.
good.
It was all about the knights.
Remember the first time I played Warcraft 2 against one of my friends, and I had no idea how good Bloodlust was. I had no clue it was that strong. And I just, you hear that like, them powering up the ogre mages.
Mm-hmm. Good times.
And they just beat down your farms. Yeah,
I love that game. That game was so good.
That was back when I was super young and I didn't quite understand the concept of, like, yes, there is strategy in RTS games, but you also just have to make a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I will get one sea turtle and park it over by his island. I'm like,
brilliant.
It doesn't happen. Like, this guy's already made like 50 grunts. Were the archers actually good in War 2?
You know, here's the thing. I only played against computers, so I have no idea what was actually good and bad. I watched some pro matches and stuff, or read some pro battle reports.
I was going to say,
couldn't really watch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but
I used to have to read battle reports too. That was before replays.
BattleReports.com, man. I think that site's still around.
I wonder.
Johnny Vegas is probably still sitting over there doing battle reports and typing on the forums. All right, so we're getting to the point where it's starting to become a little bit more interesting. Everyone's just been, because they both expand so quickly, building, you know, their regular structures, getting a few units out to make sure they can't be caught off guard or anything like that. But it's normalizing a bit more. We see that Bomber's taking a little bit more of a defensive route as far as Creator goes, getting double forges, going into Colossus Tech, And, of course, he already has his mothership core. And with that mothership core, he's going to be pretty safe against anything that can happen right now.
Yeah. So, again, pretty conservative play by both these guys. I do like Creator kind of sticking with his roots here. And just playing it safe.
Yeah.
So here's a question for you. While we're still waiting for this game to develop,
Okay.
they're both building up. What was, or what still is, the hardest thing for you to adapt to in Hearts? You know, because it is
In Heart
different.
of the Swarm?
Yeah, get used
Yeah,
to.
as opposed to Wings of Liberty, you mean?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Because for me, it took me a long time to get used to the fact that I actually had, I could use my Nexus as a weapon to defend.
Yeah,
It just it was not registering with me. It was not a reflex to turn that on.
I think what's the hardest for me to deal with now, I think I've adapted to everything better than to Mutalisks, the new Mutalisk. I think right now for me that's the thing I'm having the most trouble with, because how much faster they are and how quickly they regenerate. Just overall, I've had a harder time adapting that than to anything else, I would say.
That makes sense. That's a tough one. Medevac's also a little bit tougher to get used to.
I actually got used to those pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah, I've always been pretty defensive and pretty anti-drop, so...
Yeah, you like the turtle a lot in RTS games.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Which is pretty much probably the best way to play.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the turtle. Now, we got some more Medevacs coming out here. Again, very defensive play. Nobody wants to end this game right away. There's too much on the line, especially in a group this tough. You know?
Yeah.
You go down to the losers, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, you know, Creator is going to have his 2-2 and his Twilight up, so he's going to be getting, no doubt, Charge and or Blink quite quickly, getting that Templar Archives up as well.
Blink
Notice
wouldn't hurt,
he's
actually,
getting,
if he's defending.
Yeah. Notice he is getting 3 Observers very quickly each game, just to make sure that he can see any incoming drops.
Smart.
But the thing is, you know, Bomber's playing for the longer game too, with his much quicker third command center than what we've seen previously, but still getting 5 Raxes before that. But with as fast an expansion he got this time, it's not as aggressive as his stance was in game 1.
All right, Chrono in here on the Forges. He's going to be doing that non-stop. Really nice defensive play. He doesn't want any drops getting in here whatsoever. Still no Blink yet, though.
Yeah, getting the charge first. I like that, actually, because of how big his macro is. And, you know, he's pretty solid. I don't think anything's going to happen to Creator here. He's got a good spread of units in his main. He's got a solid group in the natural. And let's not forget the Mothership Core. That's going to help out wherever attacks come.
Yeah, no, the Mothership Core is just so handy. Now, we have the 4 medevac drop. This is a very common timing. You can usually get it out a little bit quicker.
You know,
about 10:25-ish.
Certainly, if you're going specifically for this, it can be a bit quicker. But you know what? He gets around into the right little edge and actually unloads these, even though there's a lot of units in the main, if he can unload, then it's still fine.
If you can boost and just go over, maybe.
That's a lot of units there. Not quite going to be able to do it.
Better safe than sorry.
Certainly, that is true.
Yeah.
Well, third base going up for Creator. Bomber does have his third command center done.
That'll be landed momentarily.
And we have a lot of Vikings coming up once again for Bomber. Is he going to do another SCV pull strategy?
We'll see. Supplies are pretty even, about a 10 supply lead here for Bomber, which is pretty typical. Bomber's normally the guy ahead in supply.
Yeah.
There's some ghosts coming out here.
And as Legend just pointed out, we do have a big supply cap right now for Creator, so quite annoying on his part to have to put up with that. Had to build a lot of pylons and whatnot, so he's a little bit down on units from where he should be.
Looks like he might even try to go for the drop again. I mean, Protoss is on 3 base. It's pretty doable just dropping on him.
Yeah, if you put a lot of pressure in one area, you're very likely to be able to drop somewhere else. So let's take a look. He is looking like he wants to do some pressure over here, or at least a frontal attack. Is that an SCV train?
That is SCVs. SCV
man.
train.
Well,
this
Bomber,
is a glitch in the Matrix right now.
I think Bomber knows the strategy he likes.
Yep.
Okay, he sees where the units are. He sees units being warped in up there at the third base, so he may actually end up hitting the natural, and back here he goes. Nexus Cannon does go down. He's got to be careful. He's got to keep SCVs in the front.
All right, the SCVs are coming out. The ghost. EMP once.
Very good EMP.
Templar.
He got 2 of the Templar as well as some Sentries and Immortal. And here here we go. The charge does come up, but the charge actually hitting the wrong units there, going after the Ghosts.
He's doing a really good job of keeping his army separated.
Yeah, he really is.
He might just go for the second here. He scans, he sees the distance.
And, oh my god, look at the position he's going to get into. Unless there's a 6 Ice Storm coming up tasteless, then Bomber's in a great spot.
Oh man, that might be it here for him. There's almost no way to recover from this. He does get a storm off, but the rest of them were taken out. And Bomber playing brilliantly, using those minerals to make it impossible for the Zealots to do the damage they need to do.
An army this heavy in Zealots has no chance of getting back there cost efficiently. It looks like he will break his way in, but at what cost?
Yeah, no kidding. And now he's going to take out this Nexus, and this is really bad. This is like the point of no return here. Look at that. And he's going to get these sentries.
Oh.
No, he's not.
Almost. There you go. He got one. But yeah, he's killed off 2 Nexus. He killed off the Colossi. This has been really great for Bomber. But don't forget he lost a lot of SCVs. The one saving grace is that, well, Creator only has 1 Nexus, so the economy is still better for Bomber.
Yeah. Basically, guys, Bomber just has to regroup, make another army, and probably hit whenever the Nexus is finished rebuilding. Kill him again. Just keep Creator buried. How about that, man? Our first day here, casting Heart of the Swarm at GSL. We see Bomber pull SCVs in 3 games in a row.
Yeah, well, you know,
I mean, whatever it takes to win.
He likes what he likes.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, he's welcome to do it. Well, we do have a big drop being picked up at the moment. He's scanning to make sure there's no observer, but an observer did just see him right there. He's going to have to be very careful starting to send units to the main base melee. He's going to move these High Templars down, trying to catch with feedbacks anything he possibly can.
Yeah,
it's a very smart move. Here. They couldn't get back quick enough anyways.
Oh, I think he's going to be just out of range.
Yeah,
look at that.
Good move by Bomber. And once he sees that, he's going to go up here. Look at that. Nice. And he might even get another feedback. Nope, not quite. Well, goodbye, Archon. You were useful.
And now just simming forward, he's going to get these Immortals. Right now, Creator a little bit too spread out, actually.
He is indeed. Just a bit too far out here right now. And Bomber's going to load up and get out. But that was reasonably efficient other than the feedbacks. You know, he did pick off some important units.
I think he's actually going to do it. He's going to go for the main.
Yeah, it looks like it. And another attack. Looks like it's going to be going up towards the natural. If he can draw all the units in the main, then that natural attack could be very nice.
All right, he pulls back again, really utilizing the medevac speed boost here. And again, behind the minerals, so these Zealots can't do the amount of damage they would want to do. They can't be optimized. Oh my god, into Colossus. Stimming closing in here. Everything Protoss is going to be destroyed here.
That's right, Creator's starting to fall apart a bit. Bomber, even on a very low economy, keeping up this aggression. And Creator just spending so much time spread out when he doesn't even have that 3rd Nexus. It's just not working out for him.
Look at this kiting on multiple fronts. GG, Bomber, damn son, the well-deserved winner here. Going on to the winner's stage here at Roubaix at GSL Korea.
Well, this is going to be a pretty awesome match coming up next. Roro against Bomber. Bomber has been a Zerg killer, and Life is on his team, so he gets the best practice in the entire world.
That's pretty true. Wow. You can see Creator not happy about that loss. Probably had high hopes going into here, especially after he won Game 1. He probably thought in Game 1, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You're going to try to SCV all in me? That's not going to work. And then it works the next 2 times.
It certainly did. Bomber's build very practiced. It was so similar each game. You know, he even got the 3 ghosts every single time. Pretty cool to see. But Creator drops down a fight against Crazy. Who do you think will take that? I'm feeling actually Creator.
I think Creator.
I think so. That's my feeling.
You know, we haven't seen enough of Crazy, but we've seen a lot of results from Creator over the past, years. So I'm going to go with Creator. If Crazy makes it up, that's fine too. I love seeing new players in the tournaments as well, or get farther in the tournament. We're going to go to a quick little break, and when we return, we're going to go on to the winner's match of today's GSL Korea Group A.